How's it going? It is Charles Botensten from Botensten Properties International. And I have been doing multiple videos, and for whatever reason, my camera's been really just sketching out. It's been going on and off, and I have no idea if it's zoomed in or not zoomed in, but we're just going to be going with it because, to be honest, I'm a little frustrated at this point. So anyway, I just came back. It should be zoomed in, right? That's zoomed in. There we go. I just came back from the northern country of Canada and saw an amazing speaker. So this is going to be my first agent video, and I've noticed that, you know, there's a lot building a business in New York City and a cutthroat industry of real estate, New York City, building a business, working by referral, working exclusively by referral. It's a lot of hard work, but you learn a lot. And there's no point in me just keeping this in. So one of the things that they talked about is really interesting. I just want to make sure that, oh, now I'm totally zoomed out. Now I'm zoomed in. There we go. Should be good to go. So the speaker brought up something that was extremely interesting by Lou Holtz, the late Lou Holtz. And these are 3 questions that are going to be continuously asked of you during the transaction and actually before the transaction. So subconsciously, the buyer or the seller is not going to just ask you these questions, but subconsciously, they're going to be asking themselves these questions. So number 1, can I trust you? Can I trust you? Are you an agent that is telling the truth, that is honest? Perfect example is that yesterday a seller came up to me and they said, I'm looking to put my home on the market. You know, why don't you swing by, talk to us, da, da, da. So I went over and I said, it's not a good time to put it on the market. They're like, but we really need to sell. I'm like, do you really need to sell or do you want to get top dollar? And they thought about it and they're like, we kind of want top dollar. I'm like, let's wait for the spring. Boom. Trust built. They said, you're the only agent that came in and actually told us that. All the other agents are like, yes, put it on the market. I'm like, no, if you put it on the market now, it's cold. You don't get as many buyers. The sun isn't out as much. And this is a sunny apartment. In the spring, the market's going to be way better than it is right now. There's going to be more buyers out there, more qualified buyers out there. You're going to get better terms and a better price. That's how you build trust. Number 2, are you good at what you do? Are you good at what you do? If you think that you're joining this industry or you're in this industry and that you're just going to give information, yeah, I'm just going to provide information. Well, you're not going to be in the industry for that long. You need a skill set on how to negotiate, how to market, how to sell. You know, you have to embody that. You're a salesperson. And a salesperson, in most people's minds, they're like, oh, they just get what they want. No, a salesperson puts together 2 people that want to do a transaction, and you make that transaction work. 2 people want to do things. A salesperson, someone wants to buy a car. I go into a car dealership. That person is trying to sell me a car. I understand that they're trying to sell me a car. They're giving me all the benefits. During that transaction, I say, can I trust this person? And are they good at what they do? Immediately, that's what I'm thinking. Are they good at what they do? And obviously, the third one, which is as important, to go on the second one, are you good at what you do? Listen, Street Easy in New York City, Trulia, Zillow, Realtor.com, For Sale by Owner, all these websites are bringing the buyers and the sellers together. They're showing what homes closed for. So are you good at what you do? Perfect example, I had a buyer that we're putting an offer in, and the listing agent goes, why are you putting in that offer? I'm like, well, you know, I justified it with other comparables. And then he says, well, look at the one that just sold. And then we go back and we say, oh, by the way, the reason that sold at that price is because it included a parking spot. How do you know that? Well, the deed is online. That didn't just include the home. That included the home and a parking spot. So immediately that shot down the price and gave credibility to me, which then I utilized that and leveraged that to get my buyer a better price. You have to be good at what you do. If I looked at it and I'm like, oh yeah, you're right, that actually closed for it, because I looked at it, I'm like, how did that close for so much more than the rest of the building? Boom, it wasn't the market. It wasn't because something else 6 months earlier closed here and that closed here. That included a parking spot. Are you good at what you do? And that includes the intangibles. And that's why I started my own business, is that you have to include the intangibles, which is negotiating, selling, marketing, psychology, how to buy, how to sell, just all these things that are not information. Yes, you need information. I'm not saying you don't need information. I'm saying that you have to bring more than just information. So number one, can I trust you? Are you having my best interest in mind? Number two, are you good at what you do? Do you bring things outside of just information to the table? And number three, which I feel is the most important, do you care about me? Do you care about me? Are you doing this just for the commission check? Are you doing this just for the transaction, just to pay your bills, just to go out, just to go on vacation? Or are you doing this because you actually have my best interest in mind? And when they sense, a buyer or seller senses that you have their best interest in mind, trust builds. And trust comes from, do you care about me? And obviously, are you good at what you do is totally different. That's a different, you have to care about the person because it's a people business. You have to know that it's not just email, text messaging, and, perfect example. I write notes. I write a lot of notes. These are thank you notes. And it says it right there. These are thank you notes. Every single day I write at least 5 notes to people that I've either done business with, buyers, sellers, past clients, whatever. That is, do you care about me? Yes. It's after the transaction. The transaction was 4 years ago. We work exclusively by referrals. We're always here. Do you have a real estate related question? Do you have a non-real estate related question? You can't be a transactional agent or a transactional brokerage. You have to be a relational. You have to be during and before, or before the transaction, during the transaction, and most importantly, after the transaction, so they don't think that you just did it for the transaction. So the 3, again, can I trust you? Are you doing this just to get the commission check? Are you doing this because you actually care about us? Are you doing this because you understand our needs and wants and are going after our needs and wants? Perfect example, I asked the seller, are you doing this because you need to sell, or are you doing this because you want the highest price? I want the highest price? Okay, let's wait for the spring. Let's put it on in the spring. That's trust. And I'm going to get the listing because of that. 2, are you good at what you do? Do you bring things outside of just information? Information is overutilized, under-delivered. It's all online. You have to bring the intangibles, the people, the persona, the enthusiasm, the positive, your personality. You have to be the personality. And number 3, which I feel is the most important, do you care about me? Do you care about me? Do you care that I'm going through a divorce? Do you care that my parents just passed away? Do you care that my son's not doing well in school, that I just broke my leg, that my vacation was terrible, that it's freezing cold out, that the board said no to my last purchase, that, whatever, that business isn't going well, or I just got fired, or do you care about me? Or are you just doing it for the business? Show empathy. It's one of those things that, a lot of brokers say, yeah, no, I do care about them. They do, but they don't show it. You have to show it. You have to write the cards. You have to give the phone call. You can't just do email, text messaging. You have to pop by and say, hey, how's it going? Yeah, I know you're going through a divorce. I want to get you the best price. I want to do this in the quickest amount of time. I don't want you to be stressed about this because I know you have a lot of other things on your mind. It's one of those things. It's like you have to show that you care. Do you care about me? So the 3 things: can I trust you? Are you good at what you do? Do you care about me? Clients will always, obviously when they're interviewing you to buy or sell, they're clearly going to be doing that during that process of interviewing, but most importantly, they're going to be doing it throughout the transaction. And if you keep those 3 questions in mind, you will get referrals, you will be in this business, and the client will be happy enough to refer you business. And that's the only reason they refer you business, because they're not going to refer you business if one of those is off. If they can't trust you, they're not going to refer you business. If you're not good at what you do, they're not going to refer you business. And if you don't care about them, you're not going to get referral business. And you're not going to get that client. So anyway, I'm going to be doing a lot of agent videos. You can see how passionate I'm getting. And the reason I'm doing them is because the better you get, the better that I get. The better I get, the better you get. And it's like we're raising each other up. So I'm Charles Botensten from Botensten Properties International. Subscribe to our videos. Follow us on Instagram. Those are our two favorite social media websites. If you have any questions, I'm going to be doing a lot of agent videos because there's a lot of things I could be talking about. And I do want to talk about, because as mentioned, I do want to get you guys as good as other agents who I've seen done very well in this. Is that even English? Who I've seen do really well in this business, and I've learned off them, and I want to pass it on to you guys so the transactions are easier, the confidence is more, and obviously more referral business. It's an abundance mentality. That's really what it is. Again, it's Charles Botensten for Botensten Properties International. Enjoy your Friday, and I'll talk to you guys soon.